What's up, guys? It's Fattern, and we've got some FAL gameplay while I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, because that's what went down during this gameplay. She called me up, had a bunch of stuff to talk about, and I was like, listen, Momo, I ain't got time for this. I gotta kill 13-year-old children online and show them who their, not biological father, but I guess electronic father is, if you want to call it that way. And just giving it to people with the FAL. No select fire. This is all the fastest trigger finger in the Northeast, Fattern, and some lodestars and stuff. So anyways, today's topic, again, competitive Call of Duty. Who plays it? Who loves it? Who wants to play it for the rest of their life? I don't want to play for the rest of my life, but it's looking pretty good right now. MLG Anaheim was just this last weekend, and there were a lot of competitive things going on. StarCraft, League of Legends, and Call of Duty were all there in attendance. And those were the games that were being played, and it looked like it was an awesome time, and I would love to be able to have the chance to go to one of these things. I know there were a lot of big commentators there, like Syndicate and like Gold Glove and stuff like that. Like a lot of really big people were there, and it looked pretty fun. And it seems kind of weird because I'm probably older than a majority of the kids playing games. I mean, I know on Optic, I think like the oldest one is like maybe like 21, and I'm 25. So for me to be like, hey man, like I'm a big fan of yours, like that would be weird, especially since they're like kids. Even, I mean, I guess that kind of happens in basketball. Like, you know, if I was like, oh man, like I'm a really big fan of, I don't know, not Kyrie. I guess you could say Kyrie Irving because he's younger than me. He's like 3 years younger than me, 3 or 4, and I'd be like, hey man, big fan of yours. But then he's also looks more like a man than you know, walking up to like an 18-year-old child who's 5'5". I mean, like, hey man, like your Call of Duty skills are so cool. But besides the point there, I really hope and think it's going to continue to grow, and not even amongst just kids, but I mean like adults. You know, we play video games all the time, whether it's League of Legends, like I said, StarCraft, Dota, Minecraft, all these people play all these games. And I grew up on, you know, Super Nintendo, a little bit of a Nintendo, played a lot of Donkey Kong, a lot of Mario, a lot of Pokemon, and like video games are a big part of like, you know, what I grew up with and what a lot of other people have grown up with now, like an entire new generation, people older than me, people younger than me. And now that competitive Call of Duty is taking on this sort of scene where you can literally like live stream it and watch it, and it's being commentated over like a live sport. I mean, I guess they are considering it an e-sport now. That's pretty sweet, and I'm really just excited for it to keep going, especially if like more, not like older people get into it, but like it's just made so, you know, people who are my age don't feel like you're a weirdo. Because let's face it, I do feel like a huge weirdo. You know, just watching like these like 18, 19-year-old kids play, knowing that they could smack the crap out of me, and then I'm like, hey man, I'm a big fan of yours, let's hang out sometime. It's like I'm a Justin Bieber fan or something. I just want to punch myself in the face for saying that, but it's how it feels. But I really hope that it does find a way to expand and keep growing, and that I'm not as weirded out by it. It would be really cool to see if there were like some sort of draft or like a different way to kind of like make it through it than just GBs. And if you don't know what GBs are game battles. But that seems to be the only real way to make it. You could play League Play with some friends, and you got to make your game battles team. Then you got to win some sort of like random tournament, and then maybe you could make it into a bigger tournament. If there was an actual like season, I think that would be sweet. Like the League Play seasons, but actually like, you know, you get put into like a specific division, and you're like your actual team, and the season lasts for like, you know, 4 or 5, 6 months, and then like you actually like you play through the season, and then you get like a record after, you know, everyone plays like 60 games and someone manages it. It sounds like a lot of work, which I'm sure it is, but like you get put into a league, and you know, at the end of the year, who the best like 10 team or the best like 8 teams from that league, you know, play off against each other, and then eventually there's like the 16 leagues and or whatever, and then there's like 16 teams left, and they play off in like the ultimate, you know, Call of Duty like championship or whatever game it is, you know, League of Legends, StarCraft, anything that's competitive, and just put it into its own giant like tournament thing. I think that would be sweet, kind of like the NCAAs, you know. You play all year long against so many people, and then all the people who won their conferences or whatever, they get to go to the big dance and play against each other. Something like that would be really freaking cool. I would love to see that, because I think that would make it a lot easier for a lot of other people to get in and play. So it would give you you know, a reason to get good at the game, because you know you might have a shot if you can somehow win your own little division tournament and get in there, and that's how more people would get noticed. And I think it would bring a lot more people to the actual scene itself, rather than, you know, a bunch of teams that just have to play against themselves and hopefully like one day they come up. I mean, I really didn't pay too much of attention to the actual scene itself until this year, and the only teams I knew about before, I think, was like Soar. I knew FaZe. I think I knew Envy and Optic, and now obviously there's Impact and Complexity and VVV and Curse and all these teams, and I'm sure they've been around for quite some time. But other than like the main teams, it's very weird to see like a new team pop up, and that's because, you know, they don't have like super fantastic players, or like, you know, they've been together for a while, but they've had to play on their own. But I think like almost an NCAA style thing for Call of Duty would be cool. I don't know. Leave your thoughts in comments below or whatever. Leave a like. Anyways, the final score while I was on the phone with my girlfriend was 57-3. Swag-tastic, no nuclear. Just not enough time, and I didn't do on off the beginning. Anyways, it's Fatter, and I will talk to you guys soon, and enjoy your whatever day this is. I'm out. Peace.
Lodestar on standby. Friendly care package inbound.
57-3.